April 2026. The world is holding its breath. The clock is ticking toward a global catastrophe. After 6 weeks of devastating war, the risk of a nuclear escalation has never been more real. But in the heart of South Asia, a secret mission was underway to stop the fire. Islamabad, a city that has now become the center of the world's diplomatic stage. On April 11th, the historic Islamabad Talks began, enemies meeting face-to-face for the first time in decades. Mediated by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir, the stakes were absolute. This isn't new for Pakistan. In 1971, it was Islamabad that secretly bridged the gap between the US and China. Today, that same role is being played again. Pakistan is the only nation both sides truly trust. The talks lasted 21 hours, 3 rounds of intense, high-pressure negotiations. Inside the room, every word was a battle. Every red line was tested by Field Marshal Asim Munir. The biggest hurdle was the nuclear file. Washington demanded inspections, Tehran demanded security. Pakistan proposed a 15-point plan, a breakthrough that offered a path to a 2-week ceasefire. At 4 in the morning, the impossible happened. A signature that would pause the war. The Strait of Hormuz was reopened for 48 hours, bringing relief to a collapsing global economy. But others wanted the talks to fail. Cyber attacks targeted the Islamabad servers during the meeting. Spoilers in the region moved in. Unidentified drones tested the resolve of the new ceasefire deal. Across the nation, the people watched with pride. Pakistan was no longer a frontline state, but from Islamabad to the world, the message was clear. Diplomacy works when the right mediator is present. But the peace is fragile. The 2-week truce is set to expire, and the world is waiting for the next move. With J.D. Vance and Abbas Araghchi back at the table, the second round of talks is even more dangerous. The U.S. has agreed to suspend bombing for 14 days, but the demand for total nuclear surrender remains. While the UN watches from afar, the real work is being done here, in the heart of Pakistan's capital. Pakistan's military strength provides the security that makes these talks possible. Peace requires power. The Islamabad peace is not just a ceasefire, it's a blueprint for a new regional order. But can this fragile bridge hold? Or is the world just pausing before the final storm? As of late April, the negotiations have moved to a specialized facility in the National Aerospace Park. New technologies are being discussed. Satellites and stealth are now part of the transparency deal. The people of the region want a return to normalcy. The Islamabad talks are their only hope. But with a third U.S. carrier group arriving, the window for a permanent deal is closing fast. Pakistan's message to the world remains steady. There is no military solution to this crisis. As we enter the second phase of the Islamabad talks, the focus shifts from a ceasefire to a permanent solution. The Green Channel Proposal, a plan to keep global oil flowing even if political tensions remain high.
Pakistan offers its own ports as neutral transit points, proving that economic stability is the key to peace.
While the West debates in New York, the real life-saving decisions are happening in these quiet rooms. But old rivalries die hard. Spoilers within both the US and Iranian governments are working to leak details. Back-channel warnings suggest that any slip in diplomacy could lead to an immediate resumption of airstrikes. Both militaries remain on high alert. One mistake, one stray drone, could shatter everything Pakistan has built. The Dove of Islamabad, a term used by the global press to describe Pakistan's unexpected diplomatic triumph. If this deal holds, the world's power structure will shift. Islamabad will no longer be seen as just a region. International surveillance confirms that the ceasefire is being respected, but the tension is visible from space. This peace is about more than just war. It's about securing the future of the next generation. In the silence of the night, the negotiators find small moments of agreement on trade and energy. Food and medicine begin to move again. The human cost of the war is finally being addressed.
But deep beneath the waves, the game of cat and mouse continues. Peace is a surface-level, fragile reality.
The contrast of the old and the new. Pakistan's traditional values meeting modern-day global crises. Global markets show a green spike. The world is betting on the success of the Islamabad talks. As high as the mountains, so is the ambition of this mission. A test of national resolve and intellect. The world is watching. The Nobel Peace Prize is already being mentioned in the halls of power. The true stake of these talks? Her future. A world without the shadow of a nuclear winter. The 15-point plan is now being expanded. A roadmap for the next 10 years of regional stability. Lest we forget the cost of failure, the Islamabad talks are the last line of defense against chaos. Pakistan's defense readiness ensures that no one takes the peace for granted. Strength is the shield. The moral compass of the world has found its way to Islamabad, a direction for a safer planet. Faith and diplomacy. The spiritual heart of the nation provides the calm needed for these storms. The global community acknowledges the sacrifice. Pakistan has spent its political capital for the world. The leaders of Pakistan know the burden they carry. The weight of history is on their shoulders. As we document this journey, we invite you to be part of the Global Insight family. Every sub counts. What kind of world do we want to leave behind? The Islamabad talks are the first step to that vision. The sun is rising on a new era. Pakistan has spoken. The world has listened. Peace. This is Global Insight PK. We're at 59 subscribers. Help us reach 100 tonight.